Namaste. Did you notice, Alex, someone standing behind you? Who was that? Or who is that?
Mikael came. Now I feel into it, I also feel an ancestor.
And what is that ancestor and Mikael bringing?
Forgiveness.
Do you forgive yourself? Just see if you can slow it down a little. There's a play of not trying to forgive yourself rather than surrendering into the love and allow forgiving oneself to rise up. Because love is forgiveness. And to check in, are you really loving all your energy field for all its aspects? We've all been clumsy at different times. Do we forgive ourselves? And to allow love to rise forth once again, freshly in one's system. The form and the formless. What are you noticing, Alex?
Liver resisting.
Are you loving your resistance? Are you allowing it to be here? If a child has resistance, do you still love that child?
Yes.
at different stages of children's development, when you see that they rebel against the rule, still in grace, but still stretching. As a parent or someone that's looked after many children, and the privilege of that, it's a great love that comes. It means they're moving into another phase. To love the resistance that comes. It's the way. See once again if you can just slow it down a little bit more. Just remember the system knows exactly, precisely how to unwind itself. We're just giving it space. Within our conscious registry and our response, as we're giving it space for the emotional body to meet the ancestral body, the soul body, the physical body, and we're softening and allowing. Can you share, Alex, what's happening?
Feel more space in my system and the system holding on and then letting go, holding on and letting go.
So just keep aware of that very softly through the layers of holding on and letting go and holding on. It's just moving through, yeah? And you may find, you may see that it goes through the different bodies of conscious intelligence or the organs and the chakra systems holding on to it a little bit, but the play's playing. So what happens if you allow yourself just to feel the soles of your feet?
Let the system calm down.
Yeah, you're just giving the system a little bit more space and you're staying anchored. Yeah, good. keep in the play and allowing. And before we finish today, and give me another report, okay? But just stay with it. Simultaneously listen to what's happening, but stay with it. And when you feel complete, just jump back in. Okay. Very good. Nothing like jumping straight in. Very good. See, there's a very particular feel when a being is, it's like sensating a being that doesn't have a physical body. There's a very particular energy that comes in the energy field when one is looking at another that doesn't have a body. It's got a different play. It's got a finery. Yeah. And Cindy, you would notice it with the children and anyone else with the privilege of being around children. You notice the children looking, and you can feel that they're looking at a formless being, a form and formless, but very no physical body, and you'll see them. And as a mother, the simplicity of saying thank you, then their soul, their presence knows that you acknowledge that they are seeing, and then they don't need to create a big drama or anything to see spirit, and it just stays in the normalness that it is. Nothing fancy, very ordinary. You all see the formless beings. It's whether you consciously register to the depth of registration and the depth of response. Your energy field certainly registers. Very good. Okay, let's jump in. Brian, would you like to show me your staff?
Sure.
Great. Good morning, or
Good
what is it?
morning.
Good afternoon. A little bit
Good.
closer.
Well, yeah, yeah. So let's see.
Yeah.
So this just came. First came the like the shepherd's staff aspect of it,
Yeah.
and then down below there are 7 roots,
Yeah.
and I didn't count them. They just drew.
Yeah.
And then came the heart radiating, and then the blue. It just seemed to follow the chakras and the colors there.
Yeah.
So
So looking at your symbol at the staff now, you look at it, and I'd like you
yes,
to speak from what you see.
well,
And what you know.
so the staff itself is the shepherd. It's like I don't have to do anything. It's just that's in me, and somehow that's shepherding in some way. That's
Yeah.
not in my conscious registry, but I can feel that happens.
Well, then it is in your conscious registry.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
And you are that. You drew that first, you are that.
yes.
And so don't jump over your knowing. Because if we just sat here for a moment, there is an absolute knowing that you are that.
Yeah.
And see how hesitant we all can be up till now of speaking the divine within us that we know. And look at all the voices we allow to stream from our lips. Yet the divine that we know, it's amazing. We can be hesitant up till now. Yeah, very good.
There is a play of my smallness versus that.
Up till
So,
now.
up till now.
Yeah. So allow that smallness versus, you know, the all and everything.
Yeah.
What do you choose?
Yeah, I choose presence. I choose to be what I am.
Yes. So remember that and feel that.
Yeah.
And ask for a hesitation every time you go into the smallness or deny your presence. Ask for a hesitation. And in that moment, see that moment of choice of not following the old pathway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that I see that was a little different, that was surprising to me, is right there. It's I think, well, it felt like the violet of Uriel, but there's a vortex there.
Yeah.
There's a, and so that was the most surprising thing to me when this came out. And
that vortex, which way is the vortex moving?
it's moving clockwise. It's
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The seed of the soul.
It's the soul manifesting here physically.
That's right. That's right. Now see those 7 chakras that have got those 7 lines, those 7 chakras that are into the earth.
Yes.
Today I'd like you to start from the base chakra and do 5 minutes surrender, let go, with the intent of each chakra starting at the base.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's in relationship to your symbol, your presence, your staff, the Holy Grail within you. It's just as a sacred cleaning of those chakras to let go of that hesitancy up till now, letting go the small self. Yeah. Good. Make sure you're very grounded afterwards. Feel the soles of your feet. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, lovely. Very good.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Diki, would you like to jump in, lovey?
Hey, Pia.
Good morning or good evening for you.
Morning. Day outside though, still lights.
Oh, yeah, look,
Yeah.
that your country with the light.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how twilight lasts for a long time. So you've got the gateway between the worlds open for a long time.
Great.
Yeah, well, I hope you all consciously draw upon that. Of course you are all, because you know that.
From now on, I wasn't consciously aware of that.
There's many that are. Yesterday in the car, we were playing about joining the dots. You know, please, the invitation is to come on board and join those dots of your knowing. Bring it all together. Yeah.
Yes, and for me, the experience in the last weeks, but also in the retreat, there is a lot of ahas, 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 a lot of dots, but then I can also be unconscious for bits, and then I get back in.
So there would be, it's help to write it,
Yeah.
round it, or to, you know, send me a message of the exact aha, which is really grounding it here.
Yeah.
It's about, you know, you can have the aha, but it's about really grounding it in being. That's why it's so important that we gather like this in your sacred realizations. There is others to ground it. You are bringing it forth in the dimension. So an invitation today for you would be, or tomorrow morning, maybe when you get up, is to, you know, allow yourself to just take that moment, maybe in the last silent sitting of the morning, and take the moment and have your journal and bring your handset so that you're not trying, you're just going to allow consciousness to open those points of time when all the ahas come through, and then write them down as a way, and then have a look at them all together. Yeah. And you'll find you'll get to a point that you sort of, oh, I can't remember. The mind's very clever. Don't take any notice to that. You use your handset of focus, and no effort, you sit and allow your presence to just bring it on your screen, and they will come. And then it's like the string of pearls, like the malas, you're bringing them all together. Yeah. Otherwise, they get a bit scattery. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. So your staff drawing.
Yeah, I can do it as a background.
Oh, very clever. Like Rajesh. It's very good. I want to learn that.
It's for the iPad. So I have to get out of the way.
Yeah, and then you can just talk into it.
Yeah. All right. So I started drawing the staff outline and the star on the top. And then all the symbols came from the top down. And then the sides. And I just kept drawing until I was finished. And then when I look at it, I just feel like it is a mirroring, but it's not exactly mirrored. So it feels like I'm a mirror image, but I change all the time. And then also it's the top side feels more like our world of form, and the bottom feels more like the formless mirrored from bottom to. And I also feels very feminine to me when I look at it.
And just looking at it and feeling it out.
It gives me a feeling of happiness inside.
Yeah.
Joy, just joy.
Yeah.
same when I was drawing it. It just felt like, yeah, very pure, simple joy.
Yes. So the invitation is to allow the form to go into the formless down the bottom part of the energy field, just energetically feeling it in your system, the form moving through the formless, through the extremities, down the feet. And what's happened?
Gorgeous.
Very good.
Just, yeah. The word escapes me almost. Feels so good that I can't describe it.
Gorgeous is a great word.
Yeah.
And then now the formless down the bottom, allow it to go, rise all the way up through.
I feel a slight hesitation there.
Yeah, great.
Feels on the edge of very, very still, and then I feel a slight hesitation to allow it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's good awareness, good catching. So then that's the play, to keep allowing that formless to rise up through. Recognize the hesitation and don't follow the hesitation, allowing the hesitation. Softening, no effort. What are you noticing?
It goes really quiet, and it's as if I turn inside out
Yes.
energetically, and then it goes again.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And
just allow that sacred wash. That's right. Because our system comes forth of there's no difference from inside to outside. There's no difference energetically at all. Very softly continue to allow. Yeah. And this is where we can support the system by softening checking that you're allowing. Yeah. Not following too much the energetic movement of from inside out, outside in play. Just stay still as it's forming itself up in a new form, which is out of duality space. Playing with the form and the formless to allow them to be in the direct experience of oneness, not one or the other. What are you noticing, Dekia?
That as you describe it, it's like in my, when I feel my heart, or where my heart, when all my attention went there, and then I am out of duality instantly.
Yeah, that's the way. So allow, tonight when you resting and when you first wake up, come back into this space. And if you forget, just take that moment when you wake up and just surrender back to right here and now. Allow the system to keep drinking from this space. Yeah. And as you're surrendering back into here and now, you're actually bringing the here and now to here. Yeah, so it's a surrendering in to pick up the thread of now, and you're allowing that now, which is, it'll be the past, to come in. Yeah. Just to remember, for the system to remember, this is the page I'm on now. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Lovely, lovely. Okay. Jan, would you like to share your stuff?
Hello.
Good evening. Bit closer. And down a little bit and close. The other way. Yep. Oh. Oh. Is everybody else having a jumping screen like me? Okay, just down now. Putting it down. Okay, great. Away you go, looking at it and sharing what you know.
So at the top of the stuff, Ramana came in very clear.
Yeah.
Like his face, I just saw him.
Yeah.
And it went low, and there was an emanation. And it went low, and then bird wings or angel wings came.
What was it, bird or angel?
It was bird wings, but it felt like angel wings. Yeah.
But it was bird wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Sona smiling because she's getting things as you're speaking. It's okay.
And then there came this emptiness. And then kind of two swords coming like this.
Yeah.
And then flow down, and then I saw the earth and this huge emanation around, like, yeah, from the whole planet.
Yep.
And that was the bottom.
So, tell me the meaning of that. Stay looking at the symbol. Your staff helps. Yeah. And it's your drawing, your knowing all the way through. Because if you close your eyes and go in, you may come closer to the mind than what you realize. Yeah.
Well, it feels like consciousness is coming in, right? And Ramana is a symbol for that.
Yeah.
And it's streaming down all the way up through the planet and to emanate from the here, from in this dimension, in this planet.
Yeah.
There's something with Ramana that I feel very like as if he's a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
And when I speak it, I feel these waves of heat.
Yeah.
Feels like a bringing together of different aspects of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
With the wings being the angelic part.
And the bird? The bird wings?
Yeah. The freedom of it.
And then lower, where the cross is? What's that?
Yeah, it feels like as if that's also representing where I still have this physical blockages. Inside, like a bit of a warring.
A bit of a warring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you playing the warring?
By allowing and softening.
What percentage are you allowing?
91.
Great.
Random.
And before you named the percentage, did you assume that you were 100% allowing?
Because I would have been gone then.
What does the warring need?
Toy bunny.
Sorry, everybody. surprise for you, Jan. What does the warring need? Like really, just feel in that.
Well, actually, this is really also what it also needs: lightness, right? Not too serious, and
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
because it
Yeah,
can be such a like a mission almost, and
yeah, yeah. To make sure in your energy field you maintain the lightness, yet there's a particular reverence for you to transfer, to transcend from the flight of a bird into the angelic being. Yeah? To bring the angelic being into this dimension, yeah? There's a reverence. Feel, everybody feel the reverence to the sacred. Check in. There, when we're meeting, past entanglements or present entanglements where we're warring, there's a place of being absolutely here for it, in the love, in the lightness, but in the willingness to meet the unwilling. Regardless of what emotion rises, regardless of what sensation rises, regardless of how uncomfortable or comfortable. Yeah. To not jump over and miss the underneath what's really happening. Because the birds bring, an angelic protection. The sacred wash, you hear the crows, and in the Elohims of the sacred wash, and you hear those crows. And I was going to record it again, and it was very, very particular that when you're listening to that sacred wash and the crows, that energetic is singing a song of sacred protection around you. As you're being bathed in the angelic energy field, as you're moving through the layers to allow that angelic field into your system. There isn't a picture of the angels that do not somewhere have a crow on it, a raven, if it's been painted in presence. It will be there. Yeah. To allow the angelic vibration into your system, from an inside out. Yeah. Have a look at your symbol again, and have a look this time for what you are not seeing. And what came?
my eye just stopped at the second part where there's the emanation.
Yeah.
Looks like it's leaking there, maybe.
Maybe that's Wolfie Do you want to rerun that? Stop, rewind, rename?
Yeah, as if there's a
So, okay, you've got the words. It's leaking. That emanation is leaking. So the Shakti is leaking. Yeah? So where is that leak?
yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's going outside.
Yeah,
And it doesn't go in.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And, you know, when you were looking, you know, what came is all that warring. Just keep bringing it into the Sacred Heart. That 9% that's left from allowing, not allowing, just let it land in the heart. Yeah? All that energetics that you name as a block, bring that to the heart. Bring it to the emanation. Because, you know, your interpretations, all of you, of what is a block may not be actually a block. Yes, you might feel density, you might feel a lot of energy moving. Possibly the body's gone into an automatic bunda so that it's working on a particular section of the energy field to allow an implosion, explosion. Possibly. The invitation is to play it differently.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Watch our interpretations of whatever we're noticing in the body. Have no interpretations. To allow everything that rises to be in that omni-orchestration that it is. The intelligence is in play, yet if the mind grabs it, you know it can actually lock it down and in. And consciousness is very happy to get the innate free will and choice. Then you're playing on this sort of lock thing, a little, you know, sideways journey, and it can lock it in. And every thought of that block feeds it, dissipates the emanation. So a fresh light and play. Have a look at your symbol once more, just sweep through, and what else do you see? And just see what comes. As we're looking at our symbols, the staff, see what rises to you. No effort. Alex, you just soften that little bit more and keep attention on the soles of the feet. What came, Young?
Yeah, nothing came.
Okay. Good. So, you know, maybe this evening when you get into bed, just sort of just feel it out. Just feel it out and see what comes. And in the morning, feel it out. And tomorrow in the day, play with it a little bit more and report in what comes. Just be open to the unseen. Yeah. It's really beautiful if we allow ourselves to consciously bring forth the unseen. Yeah? Okay. Done? Done for now. Okay. Good. Very good. So no, if you have any insight of that, keep it to yourself until he's done. Just for, sorry, go on. Yeah. Sometimes it's fine, but in other times it's really good to allow our beloveds to bake in the oven. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Okay, who's going to jump in? Barbara, did you get a chance to do a staff? Barbara, can you hear me? Yeah.
I don't think it will work with the internet.
Well, let's
because
see.
You're frozen. I
Ah,
don't know if you can hear me.
yep. Whoop. Where'd she go? Yep. Off. Okay, we'll wait till we see her again. Okay, who else would like to share? Okay, Thomas, wonderful.
Hello, good morning, good
Good
evening,
evening.
good afternoon, everybody. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
I would like to thank Alex because he's doing it for me also. The work.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Should I continue?
Yes, please.
So before I show this stuff, whatever stuff, I don't know the word stuff. What is it?
It's like a shepherd. You know, the shepherds,
Ah,
and what you named and sent to me like a totem pole, it is the same.
yeah.
It's a sacred, and it's you, it's your holy grail.
So okay, I'll show it. Wait, I send it. I will put it as a background.
Okay.
This was like I'm the devil now. Okay, no.
That's really funny.
I will deactivate it, otherwise I will be the devil. So I didn't know what the staff is and what you wanted us to draw, but as soon as you said draw this, whatever it is, this picture came
Yeah.
to me, and I had no idea what it is, and
Just
I
slow it down, slow it down.
yeah.
When we have no idea what it is and we're drawing symbols and sacredness, that's great. Because only the mind would name that. I have no idea what it is. But your presence drew it very precisely. So when you catch that you're in that, just take the moment. Look and allow the knowing to rise up, to come to you.
It came in meditation today.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
And it was I could lay on this thing. I put my arms on this and give all my weight to it, and it was a relief, and it felt like it is my carrier in space.
Okay. So what you mightn't have seen on the screen everywhere, there was a lot of yellow little sort of omni particles of all and everything that was over the whole page. Because I know because Thomas sent it, but I'm not sure if everybody can see it. So Thomas, tomorrow morning or tonight, if you're staying up, on that symbol, we'll share first what came in meditation.
Yeah, this, that I can put my weight on this. That is like a vehicle or something I could put my weight on.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it's like my vehicle in space. It carries me,
Yeah.
my grounding.
Yeah. So either tonight when we finish or tomorrow morning, I want you to look at the symbol, and each of the red dots, I want you to draw a line and then put one word on each of the red dots as you go around. Do one round of it like that. Dun, 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 dun. Now, then, if that word doesn't mean anything to you right then, ask what that word means for you, and next to that word, write another one. And if it still doesn't mean something, write another one next to it and go around. And then from the first word and the other words, read it in consecutive order. Yeah. And then you can share it in the next satsang. You will see another layer within it. Yeah.
I will do.
Very good.
Can I share something else?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Actually, a couple of things, but the first one, it's very intense for me this time. And regarding what happened to Alex, I wanted to share that a woman stepped into my life who is approaching me pretty maturely, open and vulnerably, finally. And I don't have a goal, what I can't understand really. There's something in the energy field. And she was married to a colleague of mine, a vibraphone player, who killed himself like 2 years after they divorced. And I wonder if he has something to do with it or not. It's it's a vague feeling. I'm not sure if I'm using it as an excuse.
So all of that, just let it rest in the heart.
Yeah.
Now you've tabled it, let it rest in the heart.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And make sure as you rest in the heart, you keep your energy here in the heart. Don't go out again. If it's someone else or her or the situation or the timing, you just stay now in the heart. It's like stay in the oven until you're baked.
Yeah, I feel a little bit more grilled actually, but
Yeah. Just stay in the heart. Yeah. Because, see, we can have a pattern that we're attracted to people that are not really 100% on to our own energy field. And then when we've got someone that's really on our energy field, we cannot be so, yes, it's just a pattern.
yeah, I wonder if this is going on. And this is causing me a lot of trouble.
Up till now, and it only if you allow it to be trouble.
Yeah.
You're the one generating it. So just be very soft, allowing it, but not following anything. It's a great moment catching these push-pull plays that we can have in relationships. Yeah. And it's coming to a surface to be seen and to transcend.
It triggers a lot. I wrote you yesterday that something came up, a deep fear that I'm getting crazy.
Yeah.
This
So
was,
allow that. That's right.
yeah, I did, yeah. And in a way, it was, for a second, it was so much fun to allow myself to get crazy and not to be bound to any social standards, or standards of society, how to behave and stuff. And but I see there's a huge fear of being disconnected from society.
Yeah. So they're the different organs speaking. One wants to be totally free, and another one's concerned about, being crazy, and to allow all the organs to speak, and bring them together. Let them, let them come together, and let them rest in the heart. Because this is the burping out that the organs are bringing you, so that you can meet what you are to meet. Yeah? Whatever it is. If it's this woman or just the simplicity of life. Yeah?
Yeah, I had the worst headache of my life yesterday night, and it was beyond my capacity to allow it, or my belief to, I couldn't allow it. However, I took some painkillers, and then it's,
And that's really okay. Just remember to go down to your feet
yeah.
and massage your feet. Whereabouts was the headache?
Where located?
Mm,
Like here.
yeah. Yeah. And did you touch it or did you leave it alone?
No, I couldn't touch it. It was too intense, and it was all my energy was sucked up.
That's right.
The ceiling.
That's why you've got to come to your feet and massage the top part of the feet and bring the chi and energy down.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a, releasing happening, and it just, when it's one-sided headache sort of and up here, you know that the liver is involved.
Yeah.
But the yin yang is separated, and the heat rises. So, any headache, come down onto your feet and give your feet on the top where the toes meet the top of the foot. You'll find that there'll be some very sore spots. And if the headache's really intense, it will be incredibly sore. And you may, like if you find a really sore spot, and then when you massage it and let it go, it comes back again. So if you've got like a dried chickpea, and put a band-aid tightly over onto the sore spot to like keep the anchor down. Something like that. You get these commercial ones, but that would work great. Something round that's not going to hurt the skin, just to keep, it's reminding the body, you've got to anchor down. Physically, in the form, we need to anchor. We've got these anchoring points, otherwise we're in pain. Yeah. Okay.
And finally, I wanted to let you know that that I feel sorrow that I missed our last session. If something is important for me, it is our sessions. I don't know why it happened, but it is.
You got to trust that, Thomas.
Mm.
Yeah. But thank you for saying that. Maybe you weren't finished baking in the oven.
Yeah, that's the point.
You wanted some more ingredients, but you didn't get them.
Yeah. Okay.
Lovely. Okay. Ilya.
Hello.
Hey, sweetheart.
I wanted to raise my hand, so thank you for just being in front of me.
Yeah, very good.
That's true. Sorry, I just wanted to see our screen so
It's
I can see.
okay. Bit closer. Little bit closer.
Yeah, it's yellow. It's not really convenient.
Oh, yeah, no, as you going a little bit closer helps. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So go up a little bit. Stay close. No, the other way. Oh. Yeah. And now go, stay close. And now go down. Great. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, it's great to see everybody's staffs and symbols and to bring yourself into seeing it, and your soul, your presence sees it and reads it, and then now you're hearing beings sharing it, and you will see, you know, you'll join the dots in what you see, what you know, and now you'll listen to the beings sharing it. Okay, away you go. No pressure.
So I was meeting a lot of times to that I wanted to do it again, to do it better, and it came from a place that I was doubting and I didn't do it right. But I kept it. I kept it, and then
Just
when you
slow
asked, yeah,
that down for a moment. So you recognize that pattern, that fluffy pattern in everyday life.
yes,
Right.
yeah,
So as you're sharing and you recognize that pattern, it's okay to say and name, I recognize this in everyday life.
mm.
You know, or make sure you're feeling it as you're saying and knowing that this plays out in everyday life. Don't jump over your speaking. Include your speaking in the aha and what you see. Yeah? Because this is an opportunity to dissolve that. I want it right. It's got to be a particular way, because it's only the mind that wants it to look a particular way.
Yeah.
Yeah? Great. Please continue.
Thank you. I do really recognize it as a pattern.
Yeah.
So when you asked Jan to look at it again, I felt that invitation to look at mine. And nothing came, and then the aha came where I could see those swirls on the side. And I realized that it's the different bodies of consciousness kind of separated.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm, up until then, getting confused, because I can have these glimpses somewhere of this massive freedom and space, but I'm still in this other thing, and it's kind of an in-between.
Yeah.
And now I realize it's because the bodies are not aligned as one.
Mhm.
So I can see it also in the symbols that they're kind of also that I'm experiencing everything through those different bodies. But they now can come together.
Yes.
If it's quite uncomfortable too. Yeah.
And that's where you can use the tools of softening and allowing. You can go into spontaneous prayer. May my presence rise up in this moment. May courage come through. May my grace meet this. May the form soften to the formless, play to the energetics. Yeah. Yeah. You stay on it. You stay, you stay, it's like you stay working with it. It's like when you're supporting delivering a baby, you stay with it. You're right there. You're staying, you don't come off it and then come back. You're with it. You're really there. And the love, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
softness of it, the sweetness of it. To be consciously aware of the different aspects of consciousness, the different bodies. And here they are showing yourself, and there's this intimate play of bringing them consciously together. It's a very sweet play. And yes, one will come out and play out here because there's some tending to.
Mm.
And you'll find when you notice one sort of out here, there's a particular unfolding happening as a direct experience. Yeah. So it's like, check in and that you're really allowing whatever the direct experience is, whether the emotional body charges up or, you go very quickly, which can look quite maddening through all the different flavors of the emotional body, which can look really maddening, like what is going on when it's like dum 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 dum, incredibly blissful and incredibly in the ordinary heart, and there's this bitterness, and then there's this sourness, and then there's this really strong pungent, like it can come in and it can run through very fast as it's, so it's like it's showing you how to keep out and let the intelligence play it. Yeah.
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 And in that keeping out, because I can recognize when I'm almost like going in and allowing there and then and then there.
Yeah.
That's a play. And then when I'm going back, I'm not going back to, I'm just kind of staying in that in between.
Yeah, that's right.
Up until
Very
now.
good awareness. Very good awareness. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So there you just take the moment and feel into the silence that is here. And then that will reset you. Yeah. And when you recognize that you're over here or over here, more than likely there's sort of an activation to get you over here or here. So when you're in that play, allow, it's just giving you a playground, you could say, to play it differently. So then you can allow, when you're out over here, to let the silence rise up through. Bring another pathway of coming home. Yeah, letting the formless, the light of the formless, the particles of all and everything to move up through. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where I can feel that hesitation.
Yeah. And those hesitations come because what calls you out has a vested interest in staying in your energy field. Yeah. So then you're allowing the hesitation. Ever so sweetly, softly, lovingly. Yet it doesn't change anything. Even resistance doesn't change anything. Only if you consciously choose for it to change. Only if you choose to follow it, then it will change.
Yeah, now I feel I kind of got plugged into the roots and sank into the body more.
Yeah. You know, like Jan was saying, there's a time to play it really lightly. Like when you catch yourself like in anger or frustration or, you know, this sort of very uncomfortable, be light with it. Yeah. But there's also the other side is that there's also that very intimate reverence and really meeting it. Not like that you're flittering off and not really meeting it. There's a genuine lightness of being in it. It's not the heart fire coming out of it. It's this lightness of being. Oh, look, the system. Oh, this body of consciousness is out here. Wow. Okay, so there has to be this, you know, orchestration, this song playing very particular. Okay, I'm going to just, you know, put your seatbelt on. Stay in the silence, stay in your grace, feel your love. Use the keys that inspire your love. Take the pause. Yeah, and it's like resource in your own being. Yeah. Yeah. Use your allies, you know, and you can use your allies every breath through the journey of it, through the unfolding of it. Yeah. Because it can be very soft, even in the incredibly uncomfortable. Yeah. Even in the incredible harshness of it all, it can be incredibly soft and loving, surprisingly. Yet sometimes we're just not joining the dots and applying it, exercising our capacity up until whenever. Yeah? Yeah. It's just your system coming on board. It's nothing to do with your soul in one sense, other than your soul is allowing an expansion. It's not personal. Yeah. We're all in the divine orchestration, and the divine orchestration sprinkles exactly your unfolding play. And in that we can consciously steer ourselves to come into a divine quickening, and we can support the system. And what are you noticing?
Yeah, I noticed um, that there has been moments where I've been, I know it's not possible, but it abandoned the sacred because of all the things that were rising and became so gray and dense that I almost kind of
To allow that.
didn't believe it anymore. And it's a story, so I
Just allow that. Don't jump over that. This is a few cells that are singing a song where it doesn't matter where it comes from. Yeah. And what happens if you abandon the sacred?
it's not really possible.
Yeah. But, you know, when you allow your whole system to really be in the direct experience of that, rather than hanging around like a shadow, a little whisper that might be here and then sink back in your energy field to then color, however slightly, your energy field, allow yourself to experience it without following it. Yeah? Yeah? And understandably, you know, we want to jump off the pathway of spiritual play at times when things come up raw, hard, fast, you know, a lot. Yet, you know, it is what it is. And it's important not to jump over any of these whispers. Yeah? They're rising up to come home, to be experienced. Not indulged, but experienced. To be held by your heart, by love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look at your symbol again, lovey, and just see if there's something else.
Yeah, so I see the donut, and what I noticed more down, the triangle up and down. That one side is dark.
Sure. What does that mean for you? What
Yeah,
do you
it feels as the masculine, feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Coming together as one. That's, yeah. Just caught my eye.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Once all the energies come together as one, then the system can draw upon at any given moment in the divine orchestration, because all the aspects of being are here to play. Yeah. And then until they're all coming together, they're all bound by their own little categories, and they all want their own songs. And that's why warring can start to come, because one wants to be really heard and the other wants to be really heard, yet they haven't come together in grace yet. Yeah. And that's why, consciously allowing, and this handset here brings our energy together. Yeah. Yeah. And you can feel the masculine and feminine. The handset I've got you dreaming with brings all the energetics, of the chakras together, as above, so below. Yeah. The duality, as above, so below, meeting in the human. Yeah. You're calling upon the duality of each energy center to come together, to be drawn up and meet at the heart. Yeah. Yeah. It's all about consciously leading the energy field to come together. Yet as it's coming together, and if this is presenting, then this needs to be tended to, not jumped over. It's as simple as that. And it can be, that tending can be like that, really quick. You tend to it, you feel it, you let it land in the heart. If it's still hanging around, just let it be there. Yeah. If it's pulling you out, go into mantra. Go into feeling, that your favorite horse and smelling it, what inspires that love. Yeah. 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 Bring the allies in when it's sticky. That's what they're there for. Yeah. Yeah. The sweet medicine is always here. Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, who would like to share? Okay, let's go Yolanda first and Margie next. Yeah, great. Okay.
Hi, Pia, and everybody.
Hi. Hello, darling.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of us have just got natural art already developed, and some of us are learning it. Okay, that's beautiful.
Thank Thank you. I was really in the flow for 3 full hours.
Yeah, yeah,
With it.
yeah.
Uh,
And in that free flow of 3 or 4 hours, were you, the knowing was streaming simultaneously as you were drawing?
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually had a catch. There's a woman here in Holland where I used to go, and she also drew symbols, and she always asked, "You're divine, like what do you want me to draw?" And then these crazy symbols came out, and I took that for myself to really get me out of my mind. So every line I really asked, "What do you want?" So it kind of, yeah, it went really natural. And there were also moments that I really, like for instance, this bit, I was quite annoyed by it. So there was a lot happening, but on the whole, it was a very strong experience.
Yeah.
Like a burst of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the beauty of symbolism is to, from the inside, the formless coming through the form and tabling so that you beyond the mind, so then you get to see yourself. And it's an unwinding, it's an implosion, explosion. Yeah. It's a free, it's a aha moments.
It was really a burst of energy. And yesterday I had, when you ask people for the drawings, all these things happened. I think a lot of in the group experienced that. In like, at first I was this like childlike enthusiast, like, ooh, I want to show. And then I felt ashamed for that.
Yeah. And just checking that you're allowing, not managing here. Just slowing it down, allowing. Allowing the childlike, allowing the shame, and allowing the freshness, allowing the emotion that rises. And you're just here. See if you can continue to share, simultaneously allowing whatever is rising and falling.
Actually, the rising and falling happened also a lot with symbols.
Yes.
They, I think during yesterday and also during today, things really resonated and then dropped.
Yeah.
Which also made me hesitant to share because I was afraid that birds would ruin it.
It is what it is, and you know your being is organic, and it's about your being, and you know, to watch that mind come over to a divine play. Yeah. Everything comes and goes, yet what is constant? What is always here?
Yeah, I think there's actually quite funny. I'll show you. It's like there's this upside of like an eye, but it's pointing downwards and a really thin line going through. And that's actually, it drawn a bit in half of, 3/4 in of the drawing.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most subtle bit, and that actually resonates the most as the oneness. Like, I think the overall feeling of the drawing is quite positive, which actually amazed me. But it's also still scattered. It's energy which is really positive going out, but it's also that line is a bit the drawing back in.
Yeah. And by allowing yourself to draw that, it's giving you a slice of, your energy field. Yeah. And so that all that colored light, energetics, and all the shapes and all that came is just a play of energy.
Yeah.
You have that constant. It's that constant line that allows all that play to even happen. Yeah. So include it all. Like, your systems, all our systems can be scattered for whatever reason. And we can look at it as a negative, or we can look at it as a positive, or we can just look at it as an isness of what it is. And from a place of isness, we can really allow it to be. Because the energy, you've taken a lot of energy to bring you into that colored scattering place. To love that and hold that in love. And when you see that, you consciously see that, your intelligence is already organically moving everything. That's what you're saying. You recognize that rising and fall, it's already organic and moving. Yet it's about, it's about the aha, look at that. And so you recognize that eye of seeing, which is this eye, all the way through. That is your steadfast main line. And it's there for you in any given moment to rest your attention in. Regardless of all the different experiences, there it is to rest your attention. And when you rest your attention, all that organic, beautiful coloring can keep moving however it wants to move, because it knows exactly how to move. It knows how to come home if we get our tendrils out of it. Yeah? It's a divine orchestration.
Yeah, and I think the top and the bit in the top really resonated for me as the mind.
Yeah.
And yesterday somebody said like God, Father, Mother, God, and it's kind of, for me, that's the three symbols here.
Yeah, can you bring it just a little bit closer to the room? Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of balance. It's talking to or balancing the mind. The only thing that kind of is an upside down eye with kind of a light shadow, light beam in it. This crosses, like they're going like here and the other way around. And that's actually the only one that up until now didn't really receive any meaning, and except that it's kind of connected to the mind, but
so an opportunity is to, after your third sit tomorrow morning, to allow the third sit to be looking at it and feeling it, and on a separate piece of paper, have a look and write the first word that comes. Have a look and write the next word, and write 7 words.
Okay.
And then if that first word doesn't mean anything to you, write another word. Feel that word and write another word. And keep going until the last word means something for you. You can, okay. And then come to the second word on the next line and do the same. And then start from the beginning and read along all the first line, the second line, third line, all the way down in consecutive order. And that's such a beautiful play, because you know yourself and you're sharing yourself with yourself. And it's like, it's lovely. And then report back tomorrow, Satsang. Yeah?
Yeah,
It's a beautiful, yeah, I hope that takes a treasured spot.
Yeah.
All your symbols, I hope they are in a treasured spot. They're sacred.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very moving exercise. Very also a bit coming home, as into the creative. So it's nice.
Yeah, lovely. Very good. That's right. It's coming home. That's what the symbol is. It brings us home. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sacred staff shows your being, your essence, your flavor, your gifts, who you are, the sacred. Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, lovely. Mariah, would you like to come on, lovey?
Okay.
Hey. Lovely.
Hi everyone also.
Bit closer. And bit down. Yeah. And now move it up so we can see the whole. And keep going. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. I forgot to do it before yesterday evening. Morning.
Yeah.
So I did it this afternoon.
Yeah. And was it okay that you forgot to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but I just forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and also until yesterday evening, there was a lot of resistance. Although I was looking forward to the retreat very much, but then when it started, there was so much resistance to the satsang, resistance to the practices, the exercises.
Yep.
I did meditate for 3 to 4 hours per day the first few days, but I didn't do any exercise. I started that yesterday in the evening.
Yep.
And but I thought, well, okay, this is what it is. And yeah, so
don't follow the resistance. Shaman up.
Yeah.
You know, you play it whether you want to play it or not.
Yeah.
Do the exercises whether you want to or not. That's shaman up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're following the resistance.
Yeah.
You're feeding it.
And there were a lot of activations.
And don't follow the activation.
I was following a lot.
Yeah, I can hear that.
And then yesterday in the afternoon, things started turning around.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
yeah.
It's a great gift when we allow that maturity, yeah, to shaman up, to do, you know, an exercise that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just to get up out of bed and shower when it's cold. You know, we've had a bit of a hot water issue, and so we're up really early, and we've all had cool showers. You know, and you know, none of us wanted to do that, and none of us said anything until this morning when we got the hot water system fixed yesterday, and magically he could come in the same day. Normally you have to wait weeks, and he's got to travel through the borders, and with the COVID and everything, it's, you know, but we all really just talked about it this morning because we all had hot showers, but otherwise none of us went into any of the story with it. Yeah. So you got to watch the story that goes with the resistance, the stories that go with the activation, concrete the activations in. Yeah. More dense than what you can realize. If we truly realized the density that it's putting into our energy field when we're playing that, we wouldn't play it. We just wouldn't. If we really realize the effect it's having on our system. Yeah. So don't be, the invitation, don't be laissez-faire. Don't run with your activations. Yeah. And you can hear my words, shaman up. Yeah. Pull upon your presence, pull upon your love. I choose not to follow that path. Yeah. Resistance, you can be here. Yeah. That I don't want to. This is too much. I'm too sensitive. It can be here. Don't follow it. Bust yourself red-handed. Check what would presence say about this. Yeah. Yeah. It's a great sword of truth that comes in. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Share your symbols, sweetheart. Share your staff.
Well,
And check that you're not following what's rising, that you're allowing what's rising. Let it rise and fall. With your hands on your heart, check that you're breathing in and out simultaneously with your heart. Breathing in and out. Simultaneously be aware of your feet. Breathing in and out through the heart energy center, feeling the extension of your heart through your arms, through your palms, and aware of your feet, the soles of your feet. Checking in, whatever's arising, let it be here. It's away. Just softening and softening and softening. Can you share with me, what does your system need right now? What came when I asked you? And it's okay just to recognize what came when I asked you, even if right now you cannot speak it. It's okay.
It was rest.
Rest. Yeah.
And space.
Yeah. So just allow that grace of resting. Yeah. So a nice exercise in the morning after your silent sitting, regardless of whether you feel like it or not, your silent sittings. The third silent sitting, I want you to lay somewhere, maybe even in your bed, somewhere snuggled up, and sort of curl up like a koala. Yeah? And just curl up and just feel that cocoon. Yeah? And then just let yourself rest in there. You could do that tonight because it's night time for you. And you just curl up. And I just want you to put yourself in that curled up position and resting. And you'll find as you're resting there curled up, when your system plays it, it'll start opening up, not from your mind wanting to outstretch your arms and your legs. Let the whole system slowly unwind. So if you play that tonight, you might be still in the curl in the middle of the night, and then you might feel that your legs unwind. Yeah? And just resting all the way as you go. And don't be concerned if it stays still curled up. Listen and allow the system. Yeah? Without indulging in any of the stories. Keep it out of language and keep it as a feeling, an energy. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Very good. And leave your symbol for now. Yeah? Yeah. It's just letting, we have to know when the system wants to just rest. Respect the system, let it rest. Yet if it was running wild in the nonsense, then you can't, buy into that. But what came was rest, then rest. to fully allow the resting, 3 seconds, 1 second, you could be out of that. Yet there's a place to be willing to allow the resting as long as it takes. If you're 100% there, it will move through quickly because the divine can come in. Let the divine sacredly permeate every cell, every particle, and the space in between through resting. Lovely. Very good. Be gentle with your eyes when you're rubbing them. Be gentle with your face. Yeah? Yeah. It's just a gentle reminder, but it's important. Yeah. Yeah. Softly, softly as you go. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Lovely. Who else would like to share? Would have one more sharing of the symbol? Yes. Yes, please, Vasudeva. Yeah, come.
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, most welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry I was late. The internet was out this morning.
Thank you for saying that. And Cedar sent her apologies. She had to work.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see it?
And move it up a bit in the middle and up and up and up. Whoop.
Too much?
Okay. Yeah, and now down, straight down. Lovely. Thank you.
Well, I started this with the heart. And then came the central core, which is this little part right here.
Yep.
You can see that. And then came all of the radiation. So these lines coming out from the heart, where how essence radiates outward, as I see it, and in all directions and beyond the edges of the page, or beyond the edges of beyond. So without circumference. And then at the top is the sun, and the words that I wrote are So Helio Ra, or Ray, which is the central core reaching to the center of the sun, and then extending down to the center of the earth. So no matter what's going on, there's always this connection from the sun to the center of the earth within the being. And I didn't see this necessarily as just my being, but all beings, is how I thought of it. And it was really interesting because,
And I'm going to say, Dan, that yes, it is for all of us, but I want you to really feel it for you.
yes, I get that. And it is sacred in terms of my own being. So I didn't see that my unconscious was always feeling this connection prior to this, up until it was drawn out. Um, and then you can see these two little legs there. That's what they are, in case you don't recognize them.
Thank you for clarifying the legs.
In my artwork, you always have to clarify. But the legs represent movement. And no matter where the legs go, the central core goes.
Yes.
And I just thought that was interesting. And then I didn't know that I drew this, but to me, there's a 4 right there. And it seems symbolic.
And what does it symbolize? What's the meaning? What's the knowing?
Wholeness, I think.
Do you want to stop, rewind, rename that?
Well, the only other word that comes to mind is omnipresence.
Yeah. Wholeness, I think.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, wholeness is what came to mind.
That's right. That's right. That's it. And omnipresence, yes.
Yeah.
So you just watch, your naming from presence, your knowing, and then the little tail end, I think, comes on it. So you're leaking the Shakti of your knowing, your absolute knowing. So you keep fine-tuning that. Be on that.
Thank you. I see that that's a pattern.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah. So that's a good catch.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Then at the top, there is this scribbling there, and there's some sort of a pattern there in the expression.
Funny that should be spoken straight after.
Yeah. It's no accident, I'm sure.
Absolutely no accident. So speak out of that.
Speak out of the pattern, you mean?
Yeah, yes. Open that up a little bit more.
Well, what I notice is that there's often a fear in me of public speaking, that it's not my most enjoyable thing to do unless I'm teaching, and then it seems to be fine because it's not me that's teaching. But when I'm speaking and I speak of myself, then I feel this hesitation.
Up till now.
Up until now.
And who is that is there when you are teaching, and who is that is there when you are just speaking in other? And
well, I can see that when I'm teaching, I'm always never there. the presence is always teaching.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me.
And are you willing to allow presence in every breath?
Well, I'd like to be.
So no more separation. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So you line up for another, line up for yourself.
Yeah.
So the glory of feeling right now as if you're about to be teaching.
So that would be the resource?
That would be the resource.
Oh. Well, that seems simple.
It is very simple.
Yeah.
So remember when you're, making lunch or making afternoon tea or in the garden, you continue that play.
Right. It strikes me that there's something hidden there which I'm not quite getting to in the almost like a veil. And it feels like a fear of being seen.
That's right. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late. You're already seen. So you can let that go.
Unavoidable.
So just let it go.
Well, after I start speaking, then it seems to dissipate.
But it's about being seen, as in being seen as your divine presence that you are.
Yes, it's like really honestly acknowledging it and accepting it all the way. And
and what do you need to allow yourself to do that?
well, nothing comes actually.
That's right. Nothing comes.
Yeah. So nothing. That's the answer.
Right. That's right. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can fine tune and just let go of the stories about it. The stories of the separation. And allow yourself to be. Fully be.
Yeah.
In the grace, in the celebration, the play.
Mm-hmm.
And just consciously tapping in. You know how to resource. You know the pathway very well, how your system lines up when you go teaching, when you're sharing.
Right.
You notice that before the phone call comes, you would notice energetically your system already starts lining up. You pick up the phone and you're... Yeah?
Yes, and it's actually the same way when I raised my hand. Immediately I felt everybody's presence. And I think it's kind of like an, oh no, that was happening up until now.
Yeah. So watch let go of I think. And when I think comes in, balance it with I feel.
Okay.
So you're dropping back into the pure experience. You've stretched out into I think, and then if you go into I feel, you're coming into that pure pathway. Vibration, sensation, feeling, knowing. So it's just a little worn pathway in your language as a pattern is I think. It just is like a little added tag that goes on it. Yeah. Which then pulls you more into the mind rather than the pure experience. And in that subtlety, it makes a profound difference being pulled out into the mind or pulled back into your being. Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Thank you for sharing your stuff. Lovely. Very good, everybody. Enjoy the play.
Iche.
Iche.
Hmm.
Lovely.